Welcome everyone to Module 5 of our Comprehensive Guide to Computer Forensics. In this critical segment, we will embark on a detailed journey titled Processing Crime and Incident Scenes. Our focus will be squarely on the foundational procedures that transform a chaotic collection of digital devices into structured, admissible evidence. The modern world runs on data, and consequently, nearly every investigation leaves a digital trail, whether it involves a criminal act or a corporate policy violation. Understanding how to properly identify, collect, and preserve this trail is no longer a niche skill. It is an essential competency for any investigator in the 21st century. This module is designed to equip you with the knowledge and practical steps needed to handle digital evidence with the precision and integrity the legal system demands. Throughout this session, we will navigate the entire life cycle of digital evidence management, starting from the moment you arrive at a scene to the point where evidence is securely stored and ready for analysis. We will explore the delicate balance between swift action and meticulous documentation, ensuring that every step taken is defensible in a court of law or a corporate hearing. The principles we discuss are universal, applying to a wide array of scenarios you are likely to encounter in the field. From a single smartphone at a crime scene to a complex network of servers in a corporate data center, the core tenets of proper evidence handling remain the same. Our goal is to make these procedures second nature for you. This module is structured to be both professional and highly engaging. We will be using a combination of detailed slide presentations, clear explanations, and real-world examples to bring the concepts to life. You will see how theory translates directly into practice. These materials provide the backbone for our discussion, offering checklists, case studies, and visual aids that will reinforce the core concepts. Prepare to dive deep into the protocols that ensure digital evidence is handled right every single time. By the end of our approximately 18-minute session, you will have a clear and actionable framework for processing digital evidence. We will move methodically from the big picture down to the granular details, ensuring you understand not just what to do, but why you are doing it. The skills you will gain here are fundamental to building a successful case and upholding the standards of justice in an increasingly digital world. The journey from the crime scene to the courtroom is fraught with challenges, but with the right training and a commitment to procedure, it is a path you can navigate with confidence and professionalism. Let's begin our exploration of how to process digital and incident scenes effectively. To ensure we make the most of our time together, it is important to establish a clear set of learning objectives. This roadmap will guide our discussion and provide measurable goals for you to achieve by the end of this module. Here are the module objectives. First and foremost, our primary objective is to empower you to confidently identify and collect digital evidence from any scene. This involves learning to recognize potential sources of data: laptops, mobile phones, IoT devices, smart home assistants, vehicle infotainment systems. Recognizing these items as potential evidence is the critical first step, and we will cover it in extensive detail. Our second major objective is to master the procedures for securing and processing a crime or incident scene. Establish a secure perimeter, prevent evidence contamination, document the scene with meticulous care. We will then transition into the correct methods for seizing and transporting digital evidence. This includes understanding when it is appropriate to power down a device versus performing a live acquisition, and how to use specialized hardware like write blockers to maintain evidence integrity. Third, We will delve into the legal framework that governs our work by developing a strong understanding of the rules of evidence. We will explore key concepts from the Federal Rules of Evidence, Business Record Exception, Best Evidence Rule. A significant part of this objective is learning to use digital hashes MD5, SHA1 to create a verifiable digital fingerprint of your evidence. Finally, our fourth objective is to understand how these principles are applied in the context of corporate compliance investigations, aligning your actions with corporate policy, respecting employee privacy rights, coordinating with management and legal counsel. By anchoring our learning in these four key objectives, identifying evidence, securing scenes, understanding legal rules, and managing compliance cases, you will gain a holistic and practical command of the subject matter, ready to apply these skills in any investigative setting you may face. The principles we are about to cover are not merely academic. They have profound real-world consequences for public law enforcement and for private sector investigations. For a police officer or federal agent, a single mistake in handling a suspect's phone or computer can lead to critical evidence being suppressed in court. This could be the difference between a conviction and an acquittal. Cases range: homicide, terrorism, financial fraud, child exploitation. In the eyes of the court, digital evidence is treated with the same rigor as physical evidence. A contaminated digital file is no different from a smudged fingerprint. Its value is compromised, and the opportunity to use it may be lost forever. In the private sector, the stakes are equally high, though the context differs. For a corporate investigator, forensic analyst, or IT security professional, the mishandling of digital evidence during an internal inquiry can have severe financial and legal repercussions. Imagine intellectual property theft, where an employee's laptop is improperly imaged. If the integrity of the evidence cannot be proven, the company may be unable to take legal action or even terminate employment for cause. Botched investigations can expose a company to lawsuits alleging privacy violations or unfair dismissal, creating a cascade of legal and reputational damage. This is precisely why this topic matters so deeply. Correctly processing a digital scene is a foundational pillar of modern justice and corporate governance. For law enforcement, it ensures criminals are held accountable with legally sound evidence. For businesses, it protects assets, enforces policies, and mitigates risk. The skills in this module bridge technology and law, enabling you to operate effectively and ethically. You are the crucial link translating ones and zeros into a coherent, defensible narrative. Ultimately, mastering these procedures builds trust from the courts, from prosecutors, from corporate leadership, from the public. Follow a standardized, documented, verifiable process, and you uphold professional excellence. Your findings are reliable, impartial, and grounded in established scientific and legal principles. Whether your goal is to put a dangerous criminal behind bars or to safeguard your company's most valuable secrets, the journey begins here with methodical, meticulous, correct processing of the digital evidence scene. This module will provide you the tools to build that trust. Table of Contents, Part 2, Act 1, Identifying Digital Evidence, about 8 sections. Let's begin by establishing a clear and foundational definition of our subject matter. In the simplest terms, digital evidence is any information of probative value that is either stored or transmitted in a digital form. This definition is intentionally broad, designed to encompass the vast and ever-expanding universe of electronic data. It includes everything from the text of an email, the metadata of a digital photograph, the intricate logs generated by a network server, to the location data tracked by a smartphone's GPS. This evidence is not an abstract concept. It is tangible, measurable, and increasingly central to modern investigations. It exists as binary code a series of ones and zeros that, when properly interpreted, can reconstruct events, prove or disprove alibis, and reveal motives and connections. It is crucial to move beyond thinking of digital evidence as just files on a computer. The scope is far wider. Consider the data stored on a vehicle's event data recorder, which can detail the speed and braking patterns leading up to a collision. Think about the access logs from a keycard entry system, which can place an individual at a specific location at a precise time. Even the data from a smart thermostat, which records temperature adjustments and occupancy patterns, can become relevant in certain cases. Every one of these examples fits our definition. They are all pieces of information stored in a digital format that can contribute to the factual basis of an investigation, making them invaluable assets for an investigator. This expansive definition challenges us to broaden our perspective when we approach any scene. An investigator must develop a new kind of situational awareness, one that is attuned to the digital environment. It requires seeing a room not just for its physical objects, but for its data generating and data storing capabilities. A seemingly innocuous digital picture frame could hold images that establish a timeline or a relationship. A gaming console might contain chat logs that reveal a conspiracy. The key takeaway is that digital evidence is pervasive, and our ability to recognize it in all its forms is the very first step toward harnessing its power. It is the raw material from which a compelling and fact-based case is built. Therefore, as we proceed, hold this comprehensive definition at the forefront of your mind. Digital evidence is not confined to the hard drive of a suspect's laptop. It is in the cloud, on wearable devices, embedded in our cars, and integrated into our homes. It is the silent witness that records the details of our digital and physical lives with impartial precision. Our job as investigators is to learn its language, understand its location, and develop the skills to collect it without compromising its integrity. By doing so, we unlock a powerful tool for discovering the truth, whether we are investigating a corporate policy breach or a serious criminal offense. Section 2. The legal standing of digital evidence in U.S. courts. Now that we have defined digital evidence, it is essential to understand its legal status. In United States courts, a critical principle has been established. Digital evidence is treated as a form of physical evidence. The legal system recognizes digital information resides on a physical medium, a hard drive platter, a solid-state memory chip, an optical disc. So the same rules and standards of care for physical evidence apply to digital evidence. This principle has profound implications for handling every piece of data we collect. Legal acceptance means these concepts are not optional. Chain of custody, evidence, integrity, proper documentation. Just as a forensic technician must prove a blood sample wasn't contaminated from scene to lab, a digital forensic investigator must prove a data file hasn't been altered since seizure. If you cannot show an unbroken, documented chain of custody or that evidence is unchanged, a defense attorney will argue it is unreliable and seek exclusion. When handled correctly, a server log timestamp can be as conclusive as security camera timestamp video. A deleted file, once recovered and verified, can be the smoking gun. The courts don't see digital as lesser, just different, and it must meet high standards of authenticity and reliability. We are not just IT professionals retrieving files, we are forensic practitioners preparing evidence for a legal battle. This mindset shift is crucial. Section 3, SWGDE Standards, the Investigator's Compass. To navigate the complexities of handling digital evidence, investigators are not left to invent their own methods. A guiding framework exists, provided by the Scientific Working Group on Digital Evidence, or SWGDE. This organization is a collaborative body of forensic experts from government institutions and academic institutions who develop cross-disciplinary guidelines and standards for the recovery, preservation, and analysis of digital evidence. The standards published by SWGDE are not laws, but they represent the established best practices in the field. Adhering to these standards is considered the benchmark for conducting a competent and defensible digital forensic examination. This is incredibly valuable when your methodology is challenged in court. Being able to state that your actions conform to SWGDE best practices lends significant credibility to your testimony and the evidence you present. The SWGDE standards cover the entire forensic life cycle. They provide detailed guidance on topics such as initial response at a scene, evidence collection, forensic imaging, creating a bit-for-bit copy, and tool validation. As a practitioner, familiarizing yourself with the SWGDE documents is essential to your professional development. These are living documents, updated periodically to keep pace with evolving technology. Regularly reviewing them ensures your skills and knowledge remain current. Think of the SWGDE standards as your procedural playbook. Section 4. The 4 pillars of an investigator's work. Visual diagram. Based on the principles and standards we have discussed, the tasks can be distilled into 4 fundamental pillars. The first pillar is identifying digital evidence. This is the initial and most critical phase. Survey the environment. Recognize all potential sources of digital information. It requires a keen eye and current tech knowledge. Look beyond the obvious: computers, phones, less conventional places. Failure here risks losing evidence forever. The second pillar is preserving the evidence. Protect it from alteration, damage, or destruction. Secure the device physically. Create a forensically sound bit-for-bit duplicate, a forensic image. Preservation is about maintaining the original state. Use write blockers to prevent writes to the original device. The goal, a perfect snapshot in time. The third pillar is documenting every action taken. Meticulous documentation is the backbone of a defensible investigation. From arrival, maintain a detailed log. Photograph the scene. Note device state. On, off, sleeping. Record serial numbers. Create a chain of custody that tracks evidence person to person. Every step must be recorded. This creates a verifiable audit trail that can be presented in court to show procedures were followed and evidence remains untainted. The fourth and final pillar is rebuilding the evidence for analysis and presentation. Raw digital data is processed, analyzed, and transformed into a coherent narrative. Use forensic software to recover deleted files, analyze system logs, piece together user activity, reconstruct events and present findings clearly to a non-technical audience. Jury, corporate management. These 4 pillars, identifying, preserving, documenting, and rebuilding, form a comprehensive, sequential framework. They guide the investigator from the chaotic scene to a structured and compelling conclusion.